One more time.
Hey guys, and welcome back. If you only knew what went on behind the scenes.
Somebody got to keep your ends straight, you know?
He tries. Tonight, we are going to do one of Roy and mine's favorite food, but absolute least favorite to make. It's time consuming, and it's time consuming, but it's worth it. Tonight we're going Italian with lasagna.
Mangia.
I missed that one.
Mangia?
Mangia.
And that mean eat?
I don't know.
Oh.
If you're Italian, let us know. And if he just cussed you, please forgive us and don't
Please
hold the
do.
show liable. We'll be right back on In the Kitchen with me, Mikey, and of course, my cameraman, Roy. Say hi, Roy.
Hi, Roy.
We'll be right back. In my pot, we are going to put 1 pound of ground beef. This is a medium lean. I am also going to add 1 pound of Italian sausage. Feel free, if you like the spice, you can add, see, I messed that up. If you want the spice, get the Italian sausage that's hot. I've got a mild here. If you want hotter, you can go ahead and just add red pepper flakes to it. So, a suggestion that I have when you're doing this is go ahead and make enough for 2 large containers, which is what my recipe is going to be for. And you'll thank yourself later, trust me, because it freezes really, really well. And it works for those guests you didn't know were coming by. What am I doing? Is that what you said, Roy?
Yes, what are you doing?
The Italian sausage that I got, and most Italian sausage that you're going to find, is going to be encased like this. And yes, this is organic casing. Meaning...
That's natural.
El Natural. You'll also see it labeled as natural casing hot dogs, natural casing sausages, Polish kielbasa. For those of you who don't know what natural casing is, don't look it up. Just saying. That's why I pulled mine off. Not a fan. I won't leave you hanging. It's intestines. So once we get all of these in here, I'll try to speed it up a little bit because this is the boring part. I got a speed up button.
Oh, we can. Let her rip.
Okie dokie. All the meat's out of the skin. Mix this up. You do not have to cook this fully, but you do want to go about halfway through to release, so it will release the oils, and you can drain that off. We will show you that when we come back. Hey!
Hey.
Please don't leave.
Don't go anywhere.
Because this is going to take a whole lot quicker for you than it is for us. But while you are waiting for that nice little transition screen and music, how about you guys hit the like and the subscribe. Actually, I think I got that backwards. You get the idea. And if you like what we're doing and want to be notified every week of us releasing a video, or about every week, just hit the little bell, ding, and you'll be notified when we come back. Subscribe too! Subscribe! Okay. Our ground beef and Italian sausage has browned. Pretty, isn't it? To this, we are going to start adding our herbmatics, our flavorings. We are putting in 5 cloves of garlic. We are reserving 1. And this is 2 medium-sized sweet onions. We're going to use about 1.5 right now. We'll add more later. So you want to cook this just for a few minutes, and like we always tell you, do not scorch your garlic. Everything will be extremely bitter. You want just a few minutes for that to continue to brown. We're going to grab a couple of other eggs. If Roy would quit hiding my camera there.
I'm hiding things with you.
What you want to have is a 28-ounce can of tomato sauce and a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. You like my new thrift store find? Early 60s Farberware coffee pot. And for those of you who don't know, I collect coffee pots. If you're in a foreign country, or just, happen to come across a really unique coffee pot, get it for me and send it to me. I'd appreciate it. Or cash. Cash works too. So, 1 28-ounce can, crushed tomato, 1 28-ounce can, tomato sauce. Mix this in. Make sure you incorporate your meat. Your meat needs to be good and moist. For those of us who do not have horrible minds and know what I mean with this, because nobody likes dry meat.
No.
We have to continue.
To moisten our meat.
To continue with more herbs. Here we have a 1/2 cup of fresh basil. We are going to do a 1/2 cup of parsley in. Reserve some for later for beautiful, beautiful little, I hate using the word decorations. Is it garnish?
Garnish.
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 So we have fresh basil, fresh parsley. Now, I did not want to use anything out of a jar or a can, so I did pick up some oregano because I couldn't find it fresh. It's got to be the time of the year. It is February after all. So I have my oregano. I have some more oregano up here too. I had forgotten about. So what we're going to use is 2 tablespoons, or if you can find it fresh, please use fresh, and you want to use about a 1/2 cup. There we go, 2 full tablespoons. That will add that oregano-y Italian goodness. When you think of Italian food, or at least the spices, it's usually the oregano you're tasting. This is one I don't use a lot of, so I did have to buy it as well. This is fresh fennel. It's also used in a lot of Italian spices. We're going to throw in 1 teaspoon of fennel. Give this a spin. Cover it, low heat, for about an hour. When we come back, you'll see its delicious goodness. Howdy, guys.
Howdy.
It has been almost an hour, maybe just a little bit over. And look at our sauce.
Look at that.
Again, in here, just a quick recap. We have a pound of ground beef, a pound of Italian sausage. We have a 1/2 cup of basil. We have 1 tablespoon of dried oregano. Get fresh if you can. About a medium size and a half onion. 1 28-ounce can of tomatoes. I'm sorry, crushed tomatoes. 1 28-ounce can of tomato sauce. 5 cloves of garlic.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
I was waiting for that one. To this, tomatoes, especially canned tomatoes, tend to be a little acidic. To counteract that, just put you in a tablespoon or 2 of sugar. You're not going to get a lot of sweetness, but it will tame that down. Can't you see it getting tame?
Oh.
It's not as angry as it used to be. So, if our cameraman will so nicely back up. Back it up.
Oh, look what I found. Gee.
Hey, we have
Ricotta.
not 1, but 2 pounds of ricotta. I told you, if you're going to make this, it's just as easy making a small batch as it is making a large. This is typically a double batch for me, which is going to make almost 2 of these 9x13s. So you can cut this entire recipe down in half. I don't recommend that you do. For one who doesn't love lasagna and who wants to continuously make it. So, to my 2 pounds of ricotta, I am going to add a huevo. Don't do what I just did, cracking it on the side of your pan. You get a chance of getting shell in there. Just cracking on a flat surface cracks just as easy. To that, we are going to add about a clove of garlic. Remember the parsley we had set to the side? We're going to add about 3 tablespoons diced parsley. Let's just mix this all in. This will be the second layer. Whatever you say, not going to hold us.
It's pretty.
Okay, we have it mixed. We do want to add just a little salt. We're going to add a full teaspoon. Now, you see me do that twice. I know you do. That's a very small scooper. So it's about a teaspoon. Well, I'm sorry, we put 2 teaspoons in. And let that sit. Now I'm going to let you in on a secret. Secret. Quick way to do your pasta. You can get the oven ready if you like, but I think it tends to be a little bit too toothy. So, in your pan that you're going to use, lay out your pasta. We're going to be using quite a bit, so I'm going to do an entire box. Actually, we're going to do a second box too while you're not watching. So, get your water. You can use hot tap water. Dump it over. You do want to cover it. And it's covered.
Look at that.
Come back in 30 minutes and it'll be perfectly soft. It will not be fully cooked. We'll be right back on In the Kitchen. In the Italian kitchen.
Mangi.
Olé.
Olé.
Oh.
That's Spanish. Oh no.
Oh.
Oops. That makes it all better right there.
Our cheese mixture has set for about 5 minutes. Now we are going to add a secret weapon.
Dun, da, da, da.
You know the last time I used this, I couldn't get it open? Same thing again.
Maybe your cameraman can prep it for you next time.
Well, this is going to be 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Normally I would do fresh nutmeg. I bought some. I don't know where I put it.
That's normal.
That's actually kind of normal.
Yeah.
So you want to mix this in while the rest of while your sauce is thickening up. We did take the lid off of it.
He still looks for batteries. Oh, never mind. Batteries that you've gotten can't find.
Oh yeah, we won't
That's
go there.
never going in any subject.
I buy batteries all the time, and I never find them when I need them.
Can't find them.
So, last week when we did our truffle show,
Oh, look at here.
I got a really, really good deal on some heavy whipping cream, and I couldn't use it all at once. So, what do? You make butter.
And he did.
Fresh butter. This is unsalted, as it should be. So I'm going to show you just a third way to use some of this. And this is really good because it's reusing all of the ingredients you already have. If you can prep up for 1, you can prep up for 10, honestly, just as easy. If you've worked in a commercial kitchen, you guys probably know that. To that, we are going to add our last clove of garlic. Trying not to miss any of it. We are going to use about half of the remaining parsley. And we cut up a full bunch. I don't know what the weight is on a bunch of garlic. I'm thinking it's around an ounce. So not a whole lot, but still a lot. Use this with the back of your spoon or a fork, either one. You also want to add... Roy, please quit moving the salt. You also want to add a teaspoon of salt to this. Oh, that reminds me. Roy, without asking, stuck his finger right in the middle of the cheese sauce, the ricotta mixture, and said, you may want to add some more salt to that. He was right.
Like I want to talk without any substance with it, you know?
So we added another 2 teaspoons, actually, of salt to that. Do you know what this is going to be for?
Yes, yes. I was waiting for you to say something. This is a compound butter
Yes,
that we
it is.
use on our toast.
Yes, yes. So what we have left is, see, not quite enough water in there, so I'm going to have to add a little bit more. But as I was saying, your sauce is going to thicken up with your lid off. Look how good that looks. It will be rich and tomatoey. You know, you can cut corners and use your favorite bottled marinara. Why not make it fresh? If it wasn't for Roy. Why not make it fresh and easy? Once in a while, it'll be great. Like I said, you can make 2 of these and it freezes really well. Or you can be threatened by your cameraman that demanded one to take home to his sis and brother. Guys, give us a few minutes. I'm going to show you how to throw this all together and bake it in an oven. Now would be a good time to preheat your oven to 375. We'll be right back. Oh, hey, since you're here and waiting,
Hey,
go ahead and like and subscribe.
like and subscribe.
And if you like what we're doing and you want to be notified,
There you go. Yes.
quit your... Our sauce is nicely thickened.
Isn't it pretty?
Roy and I had to step out for a minute, and we let this cook down. When we walked back in, this entire house smelled amazing.
Can you not imagine what it has to smell like after that going on?
Sorry about that. I want to show you our pasta, and this is about where you'll be. Still very al dente, but trust me, it'll finish cooking in the oven. You can also use the oven-ready pasta and completely skip this step. I don't recommend you fully cooking your pasta. That's how my mom used to do it. Put it in a pot. Not only do you have to break it up a lot, but it really overcooks your pasta, and that's where you get the lasagna that just falls all over the place. I don't know how many I'm going to use, but I got a full pound in here. We're going to start this with just a little bit of sauce on the bottom,
That's pretty.
just so your noodles don't stick. Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
Okay, to that, we are going to go... Hey, if it works for a cake, it works for pasta. We'll start layering in our pasta, lasagna noodles. I personally like to overlap just a little bit. About like that. Gives it a little bit more support in the middle. And there you go. That is your
supporter.
first layer. Now your ricotta cheese mixture. You know, that always bugged me with Food Network shows. Usually Food Network shows. Sometimes it was even on the news. When a person is saying something foreign, usually either Italian or Spanish. You don't hear them doing it for French or German. when you're saying hot dog, you don't Wiener Schnitzel. But when they mention an Italian ingredient, mozzarella becomes, yes, we're cooking here today and we will be using mozzarella. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Speaking of mozzarella, we have it right here. Does that bug anybody else, or is it just a me thing?
I don't know, dude.
Do you not pay attention?
I know.
Roy, are you drunk?
Well,
I guarantee he hasn't been drinking. So you want to sprinkle this with just a smidge
I'm driving. I don't drive.
mozzarella cheese.
Did I drive?
Yes, you drove.
Oh.
Honestly, he hasn't been drinking yet. We are going to put
Oh,
more of the meat sauce. There we go.
Now you notice he didn't just coat it all up in there.
And then more pasta.
Yeah.
No, you want it really meaty and saucy, but you don't want soupy.
Right. That would be overbearing if you like filled it full.
I do try to avoid that. I think I'm going to go ahead and put a fourth on there as it goes up. Okay, we are just going to continue to layer this. When I get this all good and pretty, I'll show you how to cook it in the oven. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
I'm ready to head first in this.
It's really good, isn't it? We have it all layered now. For about the first 30 minutes of cooking, you do want to keep this covered. The edges of your pasta, if there's any poking out, may get a little brown, and your cheese definitely will get brown. We topped ours with mozzarella and some shredded Parmesan. You can use the green can, just keep in mind it won't melt. Slide this in a 375 degree oven for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
There's only one thing else left we have to do.
Oh, you say 8.
Well, it's got to cook first.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, we're going to eat.
Woohoo!
So guys, our side item tonight is going to be really, really, really simple. Bread. You remember the mix we just did?
Yeah, the compound butter.
What did you call it, Roy?
Compound butter.
So what we're going to do, take your favorite bread.
Ooh, that was a knife.
We are going to cut your favorite bread.
Not to be confused with cut the cheese.
No, we don't want to cut the cheese. That would be tacky. Actually, if you had, and you want to do this for a dinner party, and yes, lasagna, spaghetti can be very elegant for a dinner party, believe it or not. But if you did, with this, you can sprinkle on a little bit of said cheese, have some marinated mushrooms, black olives, and a cheese tray.
Oh.
Very, very good. You know, I don't think people as a whole anymore spend enough time together, quality time. And I'm not talking about boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, just your friends. When was the last time you had a good meal at home that you didn't go out? Well, guys, speaking of friends, we need friends always.
Yes.
If you would, just hit like and subscribe. And if you want to be notified of when we release a new video, you can hit the bell. I thank you for stopping by this week. All we have left is for that to cook. Roy will do his magic and show you how beautiful it is. And then we're going to eat. Until next week, guys, thank you for stopping by my kitchen. And Roy's. Hi guys. Caught me a little off guard. Not really. So, our lasagnas are done.
Tell you what, you should smell this place. Look at that bread.
This is just the compound butter that we made with a little bit of the extra Parmesan. Here is the lasagna.
Oh, people.
I'm telling you guys, do not, as much as you want to, do not jump right in, cut this and eat it. Give it about 10 minutes.
I would go, oh my God. Look at me.
You can still see where it's steaming inside underneath. You know it's going to be juicy. We do have the other one still in the oven. What you think, Roy?
I think I'm going to get my groove on here in a minute. Look at that.
With this, we got a nice blush wine, or rose,
I'm
or
fixing to blush.
something. It ain't that good.
Oh, I bet that he is.
I wish you guys could smell the kitchen right now.
Oh my gosh.
The garlic, and you know, all the ingredients were reused in that. Reused, probably not the best word. All the ingredients were used multiple ways in this dish, so you really don't have any waste. We ended up with about a half an onion left. And really, that's it. I would recommend, if you can get it, to use fresh oregano as well. I was only able to find the basil. There will be a little bit of a difference, but not much. Use fresh herbs when you got it. If this was more in spring and summer, great. But too hot for lasagna in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess that's it, Roy. I think it's time to eat.
Oh, words that are music to my ears.
Guys, we both thank you very much for stopping by. And I know I've already asked this a few times tonight. I'm going to keep asking. If you would, please both like and subscribe.
Yes.
And if you really like what we're doing, don't forget to hit the bell. We know you're stopping by here. You might as well just hit the subscribe because you keep coming back anyway. Thank you guys. Stopping by my kitchen, our kitchen, another week. And I'm just going to keep talking because I know Roy wants to eat. So I'm just waiting for him to hang up.
Oh, okay.
Have a great week, guys.